Hey grateful learners, how are you today? I hope you are doing well while watching this video lesson. I am Teacher Jana, your guide in your lesson in English 4 Week 6. Organizing ideas when you read is important for easier understanding. This module is about graphic organizers that can help you in comprehending while reading text. Are you ready?
Before we continue our lesson, here is an activity for you to see what you know about graphic organizers. Match column A with the correct answer in column B. Write the letter of the correct answer on your answer sheet. Would you like to check if you got all the answers? Here are the answers for the pretest. For number 1, the answer is letter E. Number 2, letter F. Number 3, letter D. Number 4, letter A. Number 5, letter C. And number 6, letter B. So, did you get the perfect score? For those who got a low score, don't worry, after this module, you will do better. Let's continue to our lesson. Here is a story called Peter's Pet. Let's read it together. Are you ready? Peter's Pet. Peter has a pet dog. It guards the house when Peter is away. Peter takes his pet to swim on the river during summer. His pet loves to hunt wild animals. Just like the story, do you have a pet? What is it? What is your pet's name? What characteristic of your pet do you like best? What does your pet love to do? Where does it love to stay? Write your answer to each question in the graphic organizer. Copy the graphic organizer on your answer sheet. Be guided on the example on your module. So, what did you write about your pet?
A while ago, you used a graphic organizer to describe your pet. Was it useful? Why do you think so? What do you think are graphic organizers?
Graphic organizers are illustrations that give visual representation of concepts, ideas, or facts. It can be used to depict a relationship between several things, differentiate them, tell a story, and draw conclusions, and a lot more.
There are different kinds of graphic organizers. Among them are Venn diagram, semantic web, cause and effect, timeline, and graph.
Here is a Venn diagram. We use this graphic organizer to compare persons, places, things, animals, stories, and ideas. The center portion where the two circles overlap is for the common or the same characteristics of the things being compared. We write their differences at the outer circles. Semantic web are webs of words. It is best for defining or describing a topic in detail. For example, the topic here is our pet dog. I describe my dog as friendly, cute, furry, energetic, and a protector. Another example of graphic organizer is cause and effect. Cause and effect helps to figure out the causes and effects or the reason and result of a certain event. For example, I didn't eat breakfast, so I was hungry. Another graphic organizer is timeline. Timeline is one way to show a sequence of events. It helps you to organize dates, numbers, and other information. Last, graph. Graph provides a visual representation of numerical data. A line graph, bar graph, and other types of graphs represent information in different types of ways. Let's read a dialogue for What's More activity. But before that, here is the direction for this activity. Use the graphic organizer below to compare and contrast the moon and the sun in terms of their appearances, temperature, and brightness. Which do you like better? One day, the sun said, "My dear friend Earth, do tell me soon, which do you like more, me or the moon?" And the moon answered, "Think well, dear Earth. I am cooler and prettier." The sun again answered, "But then, good friend, I am bigger and bright." The Earth said, while wondering, "Dear friends, it's hard for me to tell which I like more. Let me think well." "Well, pal, I give you heat and light, and I help make you dark nights bright. I make all the plants and all trees grow, and I make people's hearts grow. Dear sun, you are indeed a helper, but I can't say I like you better. I like friend moon, I like you too, and I love her as much as I love you." Did you like the story? Let's have another look. This time, it's your turn to read. Remember to list down the differences and similarities of the sun and the moon on the Venn diagram. So, what did you write as differences of the sun and the moon? Yes, the sun and the moon have differences. The sun is hot, bright, bigger, and make all plants grow, while the moon is cool, dim, pretty, and make people's heart glow. What about their similarities? Yes, they give light. So the sun and moon may have differences, yet they can give us something that can help us. Good job for finishing the activity on What's More. Here is an activity for you to reflect and understand. Number 1. Give 2 important uses of graphic organizers. Write your answer on your answer sheet. Number 2. How can graphic organizers help you as a learner? Give 2 ways. Let's see what you can do by answering the activity here. The direction is, study the graph and choose the letter of the correct answer. Write your answer on your answer sheet. Here is the graph of the expenditures or expenses of Herrero family. They spent 6% on savings, 20% on food, rent 15%, education 13%, clothing 12%, transportation 10%, electricity and water consumption 9%, miscellaneous 9%, and recreation 6%. Here you can see that the biggest expenditure of Herrero family is food. while the least expenditure of Herrero family are recreation and savings. After seeing at the expenditure of Herrero family, you can now answer the questions. Number 1. On which item does the Herrero family spend the most? A. Rent. B. Food. C. Education. Or D. Clothing. The answer is letter A. Rent. Number 2. On which two items does the family spend the least? A. Savings and miscellaneous. B. Recreation and water and electricity consumption. C. Miscellaneous and water and electricity consumption. And D. Recreation and savings. The answer is letter D. Recreation and savings. What percentage is spent for education? A. 9%. B. 15%. C. 13%. D. 20%. The answer is letter B. 15%. Number 4. What does the graph show? A. The debts of the Herrero family. B. The expenses of the Herrero family. C. The savings of the Herrero family. Or D. The expenses of Mr. Herrero. The correct answer is letter B. The expenses of the Herrero family. Which item has 9% expenditure? A. Education. B. Transportation. C. Clothing. D. Water and electricity consumption. The correct answer is letter D. Water and electricity consumption. To assess what you learned about the graphic organizer, answer this pause assessment. The direction is: look at the graph presented later. Interpret the graph by answering the question that follow. Write your answer on your answer sheet. Here is a graph on the number of participants in the Gong Festival. The indigenous games have 70 number of participants. The Battle of the Bands have 60 and the ethnic dance have 68. Number 1. Which event has the least or the lowest number of participants? The answer is the Battle of the Bands. Number 2. How many participated in the indigenous games? The answer is 70 participated in the indigenous games. Number 3. What is the difference in the number of participants between ethnic dance and Battle of the Bands? The answer is 8. Number 4. If you're going to add all the number of participants in the Gong Festival, how many participated in all? The answer is 198 participants. Number 5. Which event ranks second? The answer is ethnic dance. To know more about the graphic organizer, try to answer these additional activities. Try to recall one important event that happened in your life from grades 1, 2, 3, and now that you are in grade 4. Paste a picture and write something about it under each picture. Do this by choosing the appropriate graphic organizer that will suit your picture story. Do it on your answer sheet.
This ends our lesson on graphic organizers in English 4, Week 6. Excellent for finishing this module. Until next time, bye!